Hello, and welcome to Education and Recognition Coordinator Training. Thank you for volunteering to be this position for your service unit. This tutorial will teach you all about your role within the service unit and how best to interact with the volunteers that you serve. These are the objectives for our training. By the end of this session, you should know the requirements and responsibilities of your position, know the use of forms, resources, and training opportunities available, know the support system in place for the position, and know the role of the position within the service team. You should have received this position description in your packet or from your service unit manager. You should sign this form and return it to your service unit manager. For every service unit position, there are requirements and duties. These vary depending upon the position, and we'll discuss what your requirements are now. All service team members are held to certain requirements. The top 5 are shown on the slide, and additional requirements are listed on your position description. The top 5 are membership in Girl Scouts of the United States of America, successfully completing an online background check every 3 years, completing the training or educational sessions as required for the position, having access, ability, and willingness to use the internet, email, and other technology, and of course, learning, promoting, and supporting the Girl Scout program. Take a look at your position description and make sure that you understand all of these requirements. Now let's look at the principal duties for the position. Assist and encourage service unit volunteers in completing educational opportunities for their position within 2 months of their appointment. Work with the service unit manager to ensure that all new volunteers are offered service unit basics training within 1 month of their appointment. Promote GSCB-sponsored educational opportunities at service unit meetings. Recommend possible candidates for GSCB volunteer facilitators. Work with council and service team to ensure that educational and award records are created, updated, and maintained for all adults in the service unit. Share educational records with the service team when required for review of adult recognitions and/or trip and camping applications. Work with the service unit manager to thank volunteers regularly. Plan and coordinate a service unit recognition event. Promote council, service unit, and troop recognitions for girls and adults on a regular basis. Ensure that council adult recognitions and Girl Scouting booklet is available to the service unit. Solicit nominations and letters of support for awards from volunteers, service team members, parents, and others for service unit and council awards. Review and approve nominations for Volunteer of Excellence and Green Angel awards with the service team, and to work with the public relations representative to ensure local awareness of all awardees. Appreciation is an ongoing, everyday process for anyone, anywhere, anytime. Education allows individuals comfort and confidence in their abilities, and recognitions are tangible reminders of rewarding relationships between people and Girl Scouting. This is a list of all the trainings available to volunteers. New volunteers are required to take Volunteer Essentials, the Journeys tutorial, and Service Unit Basics within 2 months of their appointment. If a volunteer takes the online home study for Volunteer Essentials, they must also complete Girl Scouting 101 to receive credit for completing the education. Now let's look at the list. Girl Scouting 101 is a GSUSA online video that is 45 minutes in length and is a great beginner's guide to Girl Scouting. Volunteer Essentials is available as either an online home study or face-to-face. Remember, if taking it online, you must also complete Girl Scouting 101. The Journeys tutorial is an online video that gives an in-depth view of the journeys for new volunteers. Service Unit Basics is an online video along with a face-to-face component that's given by the service unit. This training outlines all of the responsibilities of volunteers. First aid and CPR is required. You must have someone in your troop certified for the troop to be able to hold meetings and have outings. Outdoor education is required whenever you want to go overnight and stay on a property. Cabin camping comprises of an online home study and does not allow you to build a fire or a shelter. Camping Basics or Troop Camp training requires a pre-session, a webinar, and an overnight at a cost of approximately $10 per person. This training allows you to go overnight and create a campfire or build a tent or a shelter. And if you have short-term volunteers, volunteering for Girl Scout series and events is a GSUSA online video that will help those volunteers who are serving in shorter-term periods with girls. If you have any questions about trainings, please contact the Volunteer Services Department. Grade level volunteer pins for each grade level are available for purchase through our Bay Shop. These pins are great resources to welcome and thank volunteers working directly with girls or supporting a grade level behind the scenes. These pins are not earned, but are given in recognition of service supporting Girl Scouts in a variety of ways. These official pins are worn on the wearer's right side above the name tag or identification pin. Each position that an adult member in Girl Scouting can hold, including staff, has a corresponding position bar. These bars are worn on the insignia tab between the WAGS pin and the Girl Scout membership pin. Adults are allowed to wear a maximum of 2 position bars at a time. The bar for the position that works directly with girls is always worn in the highest position. This is the booklet that you will reference for adult recognitions. This should be made available to all the volunteers so that they can nominate individuals for awards as well. The first award we'll discuss is the Years of Service pin. This is available in 5-year designations to registered adult volunteers. It recognizes only adult volunteer years of service. No girl years can be counted toward this pin. Any adult volunteer who has completed 5 years plus of service are eligible for this award, and the cost is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. Now we'll discuss awards at the service unit level. Awards at the service unit level do not require board approval, and the cost of the award is paid by the service unit. Individuals nominated for awards must complete the education required for their position in order to receive awards. This is the nomination and approval process for the service unit approved awards. The first step is that the application is filled out by the nominator and sent into the recognitions chair. The recognitions chair reviews the application to ensure that it is complete and that the nominated volunteer has met all the requirements of the award. The service team then reviews the application and either approves or denies the award. Approved applications and payment for the award are sent to the Volunteer Services Department for final review and processing. The award is then sent to the service unit for presentation to the awardee. Usually presentations are done at a recognitions event. The Green Angel Patch is one of 2 awards that do not require board approval. They only require the service unit to approve. The criteria for selection is that it is given only one time, to an adult registered with GSUSA. It is given for creative outstanding service to a troop or group. For instance, a volunteer who provides girls with exciting programs and opportunities to grow with enthusiasm, or a troop committee member who does not only do what is expected, but does it creatively. Length of service is not a criteria, and the candidate has completed the appropriate Girl Scout educational sessions for any positions held. Examples of possible candidates are any troop committee member or active parent, volunteer, or service team volunteer. The cost for this award is assumed by the service unit. The second award that only requires the service unit approval is the Volunteer of Excellence. The Volunteer of Excellence Award recognizes those volunteers who have contributed outstanding service while partnering directly with girls in any pathway. The criteria is that the nominee is an active registered adult Girl Scout and has successfully completed a term of service and all requirements for their position. The nominee has performed beyond expectations for the position to deliver the Girl Scout leadership experience to girls using the National Program Portfolio, or the nominee's performance has been beyond the expectations of the position and has supported the Council's mission delivery goals, in one or more of the following functional areas: membership, development and community cultivation, volunteer relations and support, program, leadership and governance, fund development, and council support services such as IT, customer service, or merchandising, and that the nominee actively recognizes, understands, and practices the values of inclusive behavior. An example of a nominee would be: a volunteer program advisor works over the course of the year with a teen advisory committee of 30 current Girl Scout seniors and ambassadors who plan and deliver 4 performance day camps, using content from the Amuse Journey targeted to girls in underserved areas of the Council. As a result, those areas have a combined total of 210 new junior girl members and 16 new adult volunteers. 92% of the girls at the camp also signed up for other opportunities during the year. The cost of this award is assumed by the service unit. We'll now discuss GSUSA awards that require board approval. These award nominations are due by December 1st to Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. All of these awards are paid for by Council if they're approved. This is the nomination and approval process for the board-approved awards. The only difference is with the Juliet Gordon Low World Friendship Medal. That award must go to GSUSA for final approval. The first step is that the application is filled out by the nominator and letters of endorsement are collected. The recognitions chair then reviews the application and letters to ensure it is complete and that the nominated volunteer has met all the requirements of the award. The applications and letters are then sent to Council by December 1st. The Council Recognitions Committee reviews the applications and the letters and makes recommendations to the board for approval. If approved, the award is presented at the Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay annual meeting. If the nominee is not in attendance, the award will be sent to the service unit to present at a later date. For the Juliet Gordon Low World Friendship Medal, after the board approves the award, it then goes on to GSUSA so that they can make a final recommendation for the award. The Appreciation Pin recognizes an individual's exemplary service in support of delivering the Girl Scout leadership experience. This service, which has had measurable impact on one geographic area, helps the Council reach and surpass its mission delivery goals for that area. Criteria for the award is that the nominee is an active registered adult Girl Scout and that the service performed by the nominee is above and beyond the expectations for the position held and made an impact on one geographic area within the Council's jurisdiction. An example of a nominee: at an event, a troop leader noticed that the diversity of the girls did not match the diversity of the community. She talked with her Council staff members and found that they had identified a potential for membership increase among the Hispanic communities in her area. She partnered with the service delivery team to create and implement recruitment strategies to reach both girls and adults and new ways of work to support new members. As a result, Hispanic girl membership rose by 14% and adult membership by 15% last year. While those new members participated in series and camps, 78% of them participated in troops. The cost of the Appreciation Pin is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. The deadline for the application is December 1st, and the requirement is that 2 letters of endorsement accompany the application. The Honor Pin recognizes an individual's exemplary service in support of delivering the Girl Scout leadership experience, which has had measurable impact on 2 or more geographic areas of service, allowing the Council to reach and surpass its mission delivery goals. The criteria for the Honor Pin is that the nominee is an active registered adult Girl Scout and that the service performed by the nominee is above and beyond the expectations for the position held and made an impact on 2 or more geographic areas within the Council's jurisdiction. An example of a nominee: a facilitator realized that although the Council created online courses and resources about the GSLE, at volunteer meetings she heard comments indicating that many volunteers were still hesitant to use journeys to deliver the GSLE to girls. She worked with the Volunteer Management Department to develop a GSLE coach role. which would support all direct service volunteers as they implemented what they learned in the courses and put journeys into action. This role was piloted in 4 service delivery teams where, after a year, journey sales increased by 30%, girls shared the impact of 14 new Take Action projects via the Council's website, and the volunteer satisfaction scores increased by 12%. The cost of the Honor Pin is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. The application deadline is December 1st, and the requirement is that 3 letters of endorsement accompany the application. The Thanks Badge honors an individual whose ongoing commitment, leadership, and service have had an exceptional, measurable impact on meeting the mission delivery goals and priorities of the entire Council or the entire Girl Scout movement. The criteria for the Thanks Badge is that the nominee is an active, registered adult Girl Scout and that the outstanding service performed by the nominee resulted in outcomes that benefited the total Council or the entire Girl Scout organization, and is so significantly above and beyond the call of duty that no other award would be appropriate. An example of a nominee. A volunteer saw an opportunity to use Journeys to increase membership in one of the Council's target markets through the Camp Pathway. She helped the Council partner with local companies and groups to provide in-kind, financial, and volunteer support to build a Take Action treehouse at each camp. She led a task group of girls to design and develop progressive programming based on girl-led processes and journey content, which culminated in Take Action projects. The 3-year project brought in 300 new Girl Scouts, a 5% overall increase in camp registrations the following year, 90 new volunteers, and new partnerships with 11 local organizations. The cost of the Thanks Badge is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. The application deadline is December 1st, and the requirement is 4 letters of endorsement accompany the application. The Thanks Badge 2 honors a previous Thanks Badge recipient who has continued to provide exemplary service in a leadership role, resulting in a measurable impact that benefits the entire Girl Scout movement. The criteria for the Thanks Badge 2 is that the nominee is an active, registered adult Girl Scout, that they have received the Thanks Badge, and that the outstanding service performed by the nominee resulted in outcomes that benefited the total Council or the entire Girl Scout organization, and is so significantly above and beyond the call of duty that no other award would be appropriate. An example of a nominee. After receiving the Thanks Badge, the volunteer from the Thanks Badge example was motivated by the success of the Take Action Treehouse project and submitted to present this best practice at a GSUSA conference. She then served for 2 years on a national task group to help educate and support all 111 other councils as they created long-term plans that integrate all council departments to implement the Camp Pathway to grow membership and deliver the Girl Scout leadership experience through journey use. The cost of the Thanks Badge 2 is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. The deadline for the application is December 1st, and the requirement is that 4 letters of endorsement accompany the application. The President's Award recognizes the efforts of a service team, committee, or volunteer team whose exemplary service in support of delivering the Girl Scout leadership experience surpassed team goals and resulted in significant, measurable impact toward reaching the Council's overall goals. Examples of nominees are service team or pathways teams that has increased the awareness and participation of girls and adults in Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay's mission and/or goals. The President's Award is a plaque that is custom-made for the recipients. The cost of the plaque is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. The deadline for the application is December 1st, and it is required that 3 letters of endorsement accompany the application. The Juliet Gordon Low World Friendship Medal is awarded to individuals and councils who have enriched and leveraged the global understanding of Girl Guiding and Girl Scouting to grow responsible global citizens. This prestigious national award is approved by the Girl Scouts of the USA National Board of Directors. There is only one awarded per council. The criteria includes 5 different areas: the impact on girls, where the nominee's efforts include girl involvement, resulting in increased opportunities for girl-led global opportunities, and take action projects resulting in significant global impact. Commitment, where the nominee has demonstrated dedication and commitment over a significant amount of time by continuously promoting and expanding the global dimension of Girl Guiding and Girl Scouting. The nominee has promoted the Juliet Low World Friendship Fund or other global Girl Scouting funding opportunities. Global awareness, where the nominee has created and promoted resources and opportunities that increase the understanding of the global dimension of Girl Guiding and Girl Scouting to the Council and the larger community. Leadership, where the nominee is recognized by girl and adult members and the larger community as a leader who leverages the global impact of Girl Guiding and Girl Scouting. And membership, where the nominee is a current registered Girl Scout adult member in a council or USA Girl Scouts overseas. The nomination process is the same as with board-approved awards, except after our council board approves the award, it is then given to GSUSA's National Board of Directors for final approval. The cost of this award is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. The deadline for the application is December 1st, and it is required that 2 letters of endorsement along with the application be submitted. Next we will talk about Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay awards that require board approval. The Seagull Award is unique to Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. It follows the same application procedure as all other board-approved awards, however it is not nationally recognized. The Seagull Award is a Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay award. It is not nationally recognized, however it holds a special place among those members of Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. This award is given to individuals who further Girl Scouting on the peninsula. The criteria for this award is that the candidate has completed appropriate Girl Scout educational sessions and is a registered member of GSUSA, and that they have demonstrated a pattern of consistent service that impacts all of Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay. Examples of possible candidates would be a Fall School of Girl Scouting chair or long-term committee member, director of a day camp of sufficient size to support the entire council or of a multi-week day camp, or a teen leadership weekend chair or long-term committee member. The cost for this award is assumed by Girl Scouts of the Chesapeake Bay with an application deadline of December 1st, along with a requirement of 3 letters of endorsement that accompany the application. Thank you. Thank you for taking time to complete your training. Click on the link below so that you can open up the quiz that you need to complete in order to receive credit for this training. Good luck in your role. We hope you are now more familiar with your role and your place in the service unit. If you have any questions about your position, contact your Membership and Community Development Specialist. Good luck.